Hi everybody, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today to share with you the latest McCall's pattern release. So I've picked out my few favourites and some gorgeous dressmaking fabrics that you can pair them with. And then we've also put a slideshow at the end of the video with the full range, so do stay tuned for that. As always, everything I talk about today is available on our lovely website. You can find the link to our website below, and I'll also list all of the products below for you as well and link those. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, because every Friday I bring you a dose of sewing goodness. So let's get started with the first pattern, and I'm just going to run through the size chart for McCall's patterns with you first. So they run from a 6, which is a 30.5 inch bust, 23 waist and 32.5 inch hip, up to a 24, which is a 46 bust, 39 waist and 48 hip. What I would say is sometimes there are slight variations on the size ranges, maybe they'll go up a little higher than that, so please do check the details. They're all available on our website. We link a PDF on every pattern so that you can see the size chart for yourself, so do double check those, but that just gives you a rough idea. So the first pattern I've chosen is McCall's 8139, which is gorgeous. I really want to make this dress. I hope I get round to doing it. I say this all the time, there's so many things I want to make. But it's a lovely classic shirt dress, but it's got some really nice design details. So it's got your classic sort of pointed collar. It hasn't got a collar stand. So it looks relatively simple to sew. It's got bust darts but also waist darts as well, so I think you could get a really nice fit on the bodice. There are options for either a slash pocket, a diagonal pocket on the skirt, or there is the option for patch pockets on the bust as well, so different options there. There's a short sleeve version or a long sleeve version. There's a version which comes to just above the knee. It's a straight skirt on this pattern, and there's a version for like a midi length as well. So you could go for, with the midi length one, I think you could probably go for something a bit more flowy in terms of fabric. I know it is suggesting quite sort of structured fabrics. Actually it's saying denim, faux leather, baby cord, cotton blends, that sort of thing, so maybe not so much, although maybe you could like use a cotton lawn or something for that midi length version if you wanted to. But I've gone for I would go for the short version, and I would either make that in a denim. It's very sort of Holly Willoughby vibes this is giving me. You see her in a lot of these sorts of smart denim dresses, and a great look as well is to layer with a turtleneck. During the winter you could put one on underneath, and then in the spring you could just wear the dress on its own, so that could help you to transition between the seasons. But yeah, I would make the short version in a denim, and you could have some fun with some nice top stitching on the pockets and stuff with that. Or the other thing that I thought would work really well is this lovely woven fabric that I spotted on our website. I'm sure it's a cotton. Just check the details on the link on the website. But it's like the similar sort of weight to denim, but it's this beautiful jade green colour, and I saw a video with Lisa Comfort from Sew Over It the other day wearing a lovely emerald green dress, I think it was, and it just looks so beautiful and striking, and I find bold colours uplifting, as you can tell by most of my clothes, and I just thought, wouldn't it be great, you know, spring's around the corner, wouldn't it be lovely to have a nice jade green dress to wear, and yeah, just cheer ourselves up with a bit of nice colour, so that would be another option as well. The next pattern is McCall's 8145, which reminds me of one of my favourite going out tops when I was younger. In my early 20s I had a top from French Connection, and it was a very similar style to this, and oh my goodness, I used to wear it all the time. I stopped wearing it because my version was quite cropped. It was sort of quite short on the body, and I just didn't really feel comfortable in that anymore. But this McCall's version doesn't look like it is at all. It looks like it will cover your waist and come down to, you know, below the waist, and it's just so stylish. It's lovely. It's got a crossover at the front. Again, we've got some pleats coming up from the waist, which always create a nice bit of shape around the bust area. It's got a lovely deep waistband, which I really love, almost like a cummerbund. It's got cuffs or flared sleeves, and I think the flared sleeves would look amazing as well. And yeah, it's just a lovely sort of dressy, I love those really deep cuffs, I love that option, but I do love the flared sleeves as well. I just think it's a really lovely dressy blouse that you could wear with jeans or trousers. And I know we haven't got much sort of call to wear this kind of thing at the moment, but personally I made a really beautiful frilly dress recently because I just thought, you know what, one day I will be going out again, and it might be a while yet, but it was fun to make something pretty and something nice, you know, like not just the practical stuff. It was just really nice to make something like that, and I don't know, it kind of just made me feel a bit hopeful as well, making something like that. It's probably silly and maybe people feel differently, I don't know, but anyway, that was my experience. So I thought that top would look lovely made up in this jersey, which is a crepe jersey, and it's just got this beautiful design on it. They're like spheres, like little circles in these different colours, and it's got like a black background, so, and the colours are just so beautiful and vibrant. This has been a really popular one actually. I thought it would work really well in that. I just love that, those splashes of that bright purple. It's just really dramatic against that black background, but it's quite subtle as well. I don't think it's like an overpowering print. So that's my choice for that top, because it is for knit and jersey fabrics. I should have said that. I thought it was for a woven when I first looked at it, but it's actually for knit and jersey. So that's good in the comfort stakes as well. The next pattern I want to show you, oh, I really want to make this as well. So this is a knit dress, and there's 3 different versions, 3 different views you can make, but they're all based around the same theme, which is a fitted bodice with like a skater skirt, which I love, and a turtleneck, which I also love, and long sleeves. There is a short sleeve version, but I've been sort of waiting for a pattern like this to come out for a really long time, because I just love that style of dress. I love the shape of a skater skirt, but like the fitted bodice. I just really like stuff like that, so it's very exciting that this has come along, and I think I may well have to make this. It's got an exposed zip, so there's options to have the exposed zip up the front, or on one of the views you can have it up the back. Now I would be tempted on this pattern, if I made it, I think I'd probably omit the zip, because I just think when they put zips in knit patterns, generally it's not necessary, it's a design detail. And I think, you know, it can be a bit tricky to sew zips on stretch fabrics. I suppose it depends how stable the fabric is, but my temptation with this one would be to just go for like a simple turtleneck and just omit the zip. All I would do is I would just try the neckband on over my head and make sure it fitted okay before I attached it to the dress. I'd probably make that up first, in fact, and just make sure that was all okay, and then if that's okay, you know, it's going to work and you don't need the zip. So that would be what I will do if I do get round to making it. We've got a few different fabrics that you could use for this, because it suggests 2-way stretch knits with 50% cross grain stretch. You could go for like a rib knit. We've got some lovely rib knit downstairs, interlock cotton knit, novelty knit it suggests, so lots of different knits. But I made a dress with velvet for the first time just before Christmas. I used our beautiful wine coloured Carlotta John Caldor velvet, sorry, which is a stretch velvet, and I would be tempted, we do it, this is the lovely teal colourway, we also do navy, black, purple as well, and I think I'd really like to make it up in this actually, because I think it would be the most amazing dress. Again, if we're lucky enough to be able to socialise and party and do all the things we normally do in the festive season next year, I think this would be like the ultimate party dress, because it would be comfortable and warm, but it's just a lovely style as well. I think I'd feel really good in that, so that would be my fabric of choice. And I think the other thing that's worth mentioning as well is it was my first time sewing with velvet when I made the dress before Christmas, and that velvet was really easy to sew with. You could watch the video if you wanted to, where I go into more detail, and I think I put a link to our blog post with tips for sewing with velvet as well. But I know a lot of people are put off, but actually my experience was really good. And also the other thing is that pattern, apart from the zip, I mean, you know, that would be perhaps a bit tricky with the velvet, but other than that, there isn't any, it doesn't look like there's any bust darts or anything, so it looks like quite a simple pattern other than that zip. So if you omit that, I think it would be great for a first time sewing with velvet pattern as well. The next pattern I wanted to share with you now, I think this might be a rebrand because McCall's have rebranded recently. So some of the patterns that have come to us in the new releases are actually existing, you know, super popular patterns that have stood the test of time, and they've just rebranded them. And I think that this McCall's 8162 might be one of them. So there's an option for high-waisted trousers which are straight cut with patch pockets, so you've got options for top stitching, and there's some little belt loops and things you can sew on there. And then there's dungarees or short dungarees with the full length dungarees have got a gorgeous flared 70s leg shape, which I love. They've got patch pockets again. There's like a patch pocket on the front, and we sell all the hardware and everything, so we sell like the dungaree buckles and all that sort of stuff for this, and all the top stitching threads and everything. You'll find all of those on our site. And I think I would make the dungarees. I know lots of people have been loving their dungarees this year, especially I think because of lockdown. You know, yeah, people are dressing more casually, but I suppose a pair of dungarees is just a way to mix it up a bit, isn't it, and not be in your jeans every day. But we've got loads of lovely stretch denim fabrics. It does suggest a stretch denim, and I thought this just classic indigo colour that we've got would be great, but there's lots of others for you to choose from on the website as well, so get on and have a look at those. And then my final pattern is another beautiful, pretty, let's dream of times when we're able to socialise and go out again. Tiered pull-on skirt. It looks like a super simple make. I think it'd be great for like a beginner who sort of wants to start, you know, expanding their horizons a little bit beyond dead simple makes, because it is a pull-on skirt. It's got a elasticated waist, and then it's tiered, and you've got an option as well for either the maxi length or what looks like probably about a knee length, and you've got the option for the tiers to just be finished with probably a narrow hem, or there is an option to add a frill as well. And I just think it looks like a super simple sew. I think the styling on the packet's brilliant. I think the girl looks amazing in the version she's wearing, and she's got it on with like a nice like sort of crew neck long sleeve top, but then some really gorgeous accessories and things. And I think what this would be is like a dead simple make, but an enjoyable make, and then it would, you know, have really dramatic effects when you wore it. I think you'd feel great in it. Now we have got some lovely taffeta fabric which you could use to make this, so that's one of the choices. We've got a John Caldor taffeta in a range of different colours, so you could get on and have a look at that. Or we've got some beautiful satin back crepes as well, and I think I might have shown you this one before, but I just love this jade green colour. I mean, I've had a bit of a theme in this video. I think it's all been greens and blues, but yeah, I think this gorgeous jade satin back crepe would just be so lovely made up in that skirt. It's got the high shine satin side, and I've worked with this. I made a bodice in the black colourway of this because we have got this in a range of colours, and even the matte side's got like a lovely sheen to it. It's quite a subtle sheen, so you could use whichever side you preferred. I think I would probably go with the matte one with the sheen, and I just think, you know, it's a lovely fluid drapey fabric. I think it would work brilliantly for that skirt, and then you could just pair it with a simple black or white top and some nice accessories, and I think it would just have the real wow factor. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. As I said, we'll show you the rest of the patterns now, and if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.